What's up guys, Veggie here. I do apologise because it's been a long time since my last video, but this is just a topic I wanted to discuss. So yeah, something I've started to notice in the gym is people tend to stick to being way too comfortable with their rep ranges and the weight they're using. I've actually seen people in my gym who have been squatting, only one plate for months and months, and I think it's just people being scared to step out of their comfort zone, which is something I really want to discuss. And ideally what you should be doing is, if you're struggling to gain muscle or gain strength, something that I find is actually useful is maybe keeping a notebook and recording exactly what weight and what reps you do, and slowly increasing that number every single week. And ideally what that could be is, it could be increasing the weight or increasing the rep range. Now me, typically I work in around a 6 to 8 rep range for my compound movements. However, sometimes I do lower that, it depends on the movement. So for things such as bench press, squats and deadlifts, I usually stick to around a 5x5 regimen, and that usually works in my favor, and I usually increase the weight every single week, or I might go up a single rep. And it's just something that I really feel like needs to be addressed, because I know girls who could squat more than guys at my gym, and it's just something that sometimes you find pathetic, because people, they'll find a movement uncomfortable and they're unwilling to progress in that movement. And one of those movements I tend to see is squats, is leg press, is movements that they're just not comfortable with. And me myself, I was very uncomfortable doing things like deadlifts and squats when I first started going to the gym, and I did actually struggle to progress. But one thing I found was, you shouldn't be leaping, you shouldn't have that ego mindset of trying to lift as heavy as possible to impress people around you. You should be focusing on adding to your goals, slowly adding weight, because that is what muscle progression is slowly increasing the strength of your lifts. And as you start increasing strength, you'll start to increase muscle. And that's essentially what it is. Instead of sticking to the same weight every week, just start to record your workouts and try to increase the numbers, because that's what it's all about. That's how you increase strength, and that's how you increase muscle. Remember, those two go up parallel. So if you want to gain muscle, you've got to start gaining strength. And of course you can gain muscle in the same weight, but wouldn't you rather just gain more muscle instead of just stalling on the same weight? Because for me, there were times where I was stalling on my bench press, maybe times where I was only benching 75, and I did that for several months. And then I started to think to myself, I'm not progressing, I'm not going to gain muscle. Because at the moment I've started to notice I'm gaining quite a lot more muscle, and the main reason being is I've started to increase my lifts. Things such as bench press that I've been slightly uncomfortable with increasing the weight, I've actually started to push myself out of my comfort zone, find techniques, to optimize the bench press, such as slight arch in the back, pushing through your legs essentially, and contracting your back and chest into the movement correctly. And that's what it's all about, trying to optimize your movements, trying to optimize your strength, because that is how you will optimize your muscle progression. You've got to try and increase your weights every single week. You've got to have the mental mindset, because that's what it is. You need mental strength to acquire this physical strength. That's what it's all about, pushing yourself past that barrier when your body wants to give up. Because I know definitely for a fact that when I'm doing squats, there are times where I just feel like I could go for more reps, but in my head I'm just not ready, because it's a movement I'm uncomfortable with, and you just got to push past that. And if you feel uncomfortable, you can always have someone spotting you, or what I tend to do is, for movements such as squats, I usually have the support, so that if I do drop and I can't get it back up, I can just lay it down on the rack and just, I haven't injured myself in any way because I haven't been able to do that last rep. But that's what it's all about. You shouldn't be scared to increase the weight. And you need to get this mindset in your head to constantly increase weight, constantly increase reps, constantly step out of your comfort zone and make those sweet, sweet gains. And always remember, you guys, carry on making those vegetarian or vegan muscle gains. That's what